Even 10 years after the invasion of Afghanistan, civilians are still being targeted by U.S. forces for slaughter. On Sunday, an American Army sergeant opened fire on a group of villagers, most of whom were women and children, killing 16. The killings took place near Kandahar in the Pajwi district around 3 a.m. The area is said to have been hotly contested between coalition forces and the Taliban for many years. The village is about 500 meters from a U.S. military base that has been the focus of Obama's military surge strategy in the south that began in 2009. Witnesses say the soldiers went from house to house, firing on people while they hid from the gunfire. 11 of the dead were from the same family. 9 of the victims were children. U.S. spokespeople say only a lone soldier committed the killings. However, one Mrs. Bacha Agra of the Ben Balandi village disagrees with the statement by saying, "One man cannot kill so many people. There must have been many more people involved." Other villagers say that they thought there were multiple shooters as well, given the number of dead. Afghan President Hamid Karzai also seemed skeptical of the claim, saying that he had a 15-year-old witness who was shot in the leg, saying soldiers broke into his home. Adding fuel to the claim of more than one soldier is the report that several bodies have been burned. It's been suggested very likely this was a deliberate massacre given the attempt to dispose of the bodies, especially in such a thorough manner. This latest incident of killing has come at a very inopportune time for the U.S. occupying forces. With the recent burning of Qurans, 30 people have already died from the resulting protests. The anti-American sentiment in the country is already at a near boiling point. This fresh killing of 16 civilians, most of whom were women and children, threatens to make the population boil over and drive many citizens towards the Taliban. American public opinion of the occupation is all-time low as well. Several public opinion polls show many Americans are tired of the war and don't understand why hostilities have continued overseas despite the capture and killing of Osama bin Laden, who is accused of masterminding the 9/11 attacks. There's no doubt that the continuing cost of war in both money and American lives will be a very tenuous issue in the Republican leadership race. There's a chance that both remaining contenders could alienate the masses due to their dual pro-war stance. Not to mention how this will affect the actual presidential election, which is inching ever so closer. This will be a real test of Obama's leadership. Despite all the claims by U.S. government leaders and politicians, the war in Afghanistan is not being won. There's been such positive talk of progress in the embattled nation, but you should not believe it. The people of Afghanistan do not want to be occupied by the world's superpower, which is constantly killing them. This latest incident proves that you cannot put a face on the mask of imperialism. It is still an ugly, beastly product of capitalism's drives for profits and resource control.